KwaZulu-Natal for their contribution, the name and everything that they are contributing to this. The Pro-Vice Chancellor here, we will extend our heartfelt thanks to the Vice Chancellor, but also to the MEC and the Department of Education for their support. And there's very many people who have supported this initiative out of their own pockets, out of their own businesses, out of their own budgets. But I don't think that that's as important as you succeeding in your studies. So that's where I want to start, saying that all of these things that are being done are obviously intended to contribute towards your success in the goals that you've set for yourself. I say this because sometimes we put a lot of pressure on our grade 11 and grade 12 students. We make it, and yes, matric is important. Grade 12, 11 and 12 are important. But it's important that we know that we are doing this for ourselves, okay? So that's for you. It's not for your parents, it's not for your brothers, sisters, cousins, it's not for Care Enough or for the MEC. I know the MEC is the happiest when the matric results, this year KZN did very well in the matric results. So the MEC becomes the happiest when we have all these distinctions and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, it is about you as a learner, as a student, as a young person. It's about the dreams that you have set for yourself. Has any of you started dreaming? I know she has, because she wrote to me. Has any of you started dreaming? Yes. Okay, that's important, because part of this journey is about you, fulfilling those dreams and making sure that you work towards them, because the one reality about dreams is that when you wake up in the morning, you wake up to reality and to reflect on those dreams and to reflect on the path that you want to take for yourself in order to pursue those dreams. And they start very sketchy. You see a car, a beautiful house, you see yourself being in the lab with a white coat as a scientist, or wearing a uniform of a pilot, and sometimes literally, flying that plane, or see yourself as a plumber, as a motor mechanic, or as a civil engineer designing roads and building houses. You see yourself in all of those things, and that's part of living, and that's part of showing that you're alive. But those things don't just appear when you wake up, okay? You have to work for them. You have to work towards them. You have to, study. You have to achieve in your schoolwork. You have to do all sorts of things, because if you do not craft a particular path to get to the place where you dream, or where the dream that takes you. I know some of you might be dreaming of becoming the captains of Banyana or Bafana, or be in the Sharks or in the Boke, or maybe you want to be a DJ. Nah? Yeah, those are justified dreams, and those are important dreams. When there's 11 July, you want to go at the race course. Any and each and every one of those dreams requires that you be in the place where you are now. Okay? Requires that you go through this as part of getting there. There are no shortcuts. okay? Because one of the things about technological development, about us having access to social media and the world out there, we put it in our palm. We start emulating and looking up to certain people, and we want to be like them, we want to talk like them, we want the positions that they hold. And sometimes we do not see the hard work that came with where they are, all right? So we just see DJ Black Coffee shuttling between one island to another, and we think that that's all fun and games. We see the President Yama 2000, he's now going to be playing in Belgium, Relay, South Africa's number 10, and we think, it's doable. We hear about scientists who made discoveries, who want to join us who wants to take us with to the moon. Now, all of those, it's not things that happened instantly, okay? It's not things that happens because we dream them up. There's a whole lot of things that happens for us to get to where we want to. And all of that requires hard work. And that hard work must be part of the fun. It must not be dreary. We must not think that being in the classroom, where's the headmaster? There's the headmaster. We must not think he's now retired, but because he's not tired, he's going to be working here. Now, all those things doesn't require that when we get to the classroom, we see that as a punishment, that we've been punished for being kids and we're forced into this education system. We just want to be a pilot, or just want to be a doctor. So all the things that you are dreaming about requires you to be right here, right now, as part of building up to what you want to achieve. Now, in the Department of Higher Education and Training, we, through our universities, our TVET colleges, our community colleges, and sector education and training authorities, so those are seniors, we receive every year anything between 650,000 to 800,000 students who go through their grade 12, grade 11, grade 10 into our system. So they want to go study bachelor's. Now, many of the kids who, I'm sure some of you have gotten very impressive results in your grade 11, those who are doing grade 12, right? You've gotten some distinctions, and you've had a certain expectation for your grade 12 results. So we have been experiencing a whole lot of number of bachelor's passes with distinctions. You guys are working hard. You guys are sweating it out. You guys understand, math from A to Z, or life sciences. So you're dishing out distinctions and bachelors, which means that there's a lot of pressure on the system. And we're working hard to make sure that we expand that system so that more and more of the students who come from our from our schools should be able to qualify. But the important thing is that with everyone working so hard to get so many distinctions, it means competition to have access to UKZN, to UniZulu, to some of our TVET colleges, to some of the universities throughout the country. The competition for those spots becomes very hard, okay? So you may be looking at what they call the APP score that's indicated in the university brochure. It could be 32 or whatever the number. But what universities do now, Pro Vice Chancellor will tell you, is even before they get to the prescribed APP, some of the spaces are already closed. Okay? So for an APP of 28, in some instances I had this year with law, medicine, these important study programs that they start cutting off at like 34, 36. So it means the sports that are available at university, there's a lot of competition. So which means you need to work even much harder. But linked to that is the fact that universities are not the only option. So if you can't get to university or University of Technology, those are not the only options. Our TVET colleges, many of them have greatly improved for those of you who want to be mechanics, for those of you who want to be plumbers, for those of you who want to apply into specific trades, welders, bricklayers, civil works, all of those, pursuing a career as artisans. So those are some of the options that are available, with opportunities provided by sector education and training authorities and various government departments. So it's important that we do not put our prospects into that one bowl, which is the university bowl. And so we diversify, we look at what options are available out there for us to pursue. We'll share, I hope we have, I think Mandla and the team will start looking at that information. There are international scholarships now that are available. One of our biggest is in Hungary. In Budapest, we have about 300 South African students who are based there, doing undergrad, postgrad, up to their masters and PhDs. So look into those. I think we'll share that information. So it's Hungary, it's China, it's the UK, it's the US, some of them also in the continent. And those international scholarships, most of them are fully funded. And I think there's nothing as exciting as coming out from Durban or from Inanda or from Pinetown and then going to be studying in Beijing or in London. So those are some of the opportunities that I really want to employ to look at, because government has put quite a lot in this, so we send students. I think there's more than 1,000 students, actually much more, that are funded by government that are studying in international programs, bursaries through our partnership with those institutes. So that's one of the things that I want you to explore. Now, since 2018, government introduced what we refer to as the fee free higher education. No NSFAS? Okay, all right, good. Because I think around September, October, they usually open their applications for those who want to get bursaries, check if you qualify and apply for this. Many of the universities, Prof, when are you opening here for applications for next year? You already opened it. Okay, so in October. So many of the universities are open for applications, and similarly TVET colleges. So don't sleep. And then you think you'll call, you should stay you and say, hey, I thought when we were at UKZN during the winter school, I thought that's an admission on its own. So this is not your admission. You must still apply to come and study here. South Africa is one of the most important countries in the world. A lot of people want to come and stay here. A lot of people want to come and work here. A lot of people want to come and contribute here. But also, in the same vein, a lot of people want to exchange with South Africans. They want us to come and work with them, study at their universities, share knowledge with them, share some ideas and innovation. And so the country has been placed in a position, both in the continent and in the world, to make significant impact and input. So not much moves when you hear presidents of all over the world speaking about our country, whether good or bad. It is because we occupy an important place, being in the southernmost tip of the world and of the continent. What this means is that for us to not just fix what is happening now, but also to prepare for a better South Africa, we need skills. Okay? We need a skilled nation.